Our topic for today is electrical interview questions and answer. This is good reference for master electrician, journey electrician, maintenance, and for electrical engineers.
Tell me something about yourself. Sample answer. I'm James, a certified journeyman electrician with experience in commercial and residential. And I put first in my job the quality, safety, and customer satisfaction. I have more than 5 years of experience as electricians. I am knowledgeable in performing electrical installation, maintenance and repairs in homes and plant facilities, and also proficient in National Electrical Code, solving problems with various electrical control and system.
How do you protect yourself from electrical accidents or injuries? Sample answer. I protect myself by putting safety first. I will use proper tools for the job and protective gear to prevent accident and injury. I've heard about people on the job who lose the respect for electrical power, which is a bad idea. You are assigned a task that you don't understand. How do you proceed? Sample answer. If you find that you understand the orders, but you don't have the ability to finish the job, then you tell your supervisors that you don't have the knowledge to complete the task. You may be able to find to learn how the task must be completed, or you may be able to work with someone else who can help enough to make up for your lack of knowledge. What does a fuse or circuit breaker do? What are the difference between the two? Sample answer. Fuses and circuit breakers are designed to protect the circuit when the current flow exceeded safe levels. Fuses contain a narrow strip of metal which is designed to break when the current exceeds its rated value and interrupt the power to the circuit. Circuit breaker is designed to protect a circuit from overloading or short circuits and can be reset after bimetallic element cool down. Describe the electrical systems you have worked on and are familiar with. Sample answer. I have spent the most time learning on commercial electrical work, but I am confident working with residential as well. What is the most advanced electrical skill you have learned so far? Sample answer. I assist one of our electrician in wiring electrical panel board in our industrial project, and we wired electrical motor control, PLC or programmable logic controller connection, and different types of electrical motors. How important are safety regulation and following safety guidelines to you while on the job? Sample answer. Safety and customer satisfaction is my priority. I try to follow the guidelines of the company policy and review them. Additionally, I always make sure to conduct myself in a safe manner while performing my electrical apprentice job, either in residential or commercial job site. You notice some dangerous exposed wires. What do you do? Sample answer. First, you need to inform the affected areas that you are going to turn off the circuit breaker because there is exposed electrical wiring. This will allow you to work safely without hazard of electrical shock. It is important when conducting any electrical wiring to turn off electrical circuit before you touch anything. Technical question. What is OSHA? The OSHA means Occupational Safety and Health Administrations, a large regulatory agency of the United States require employers to keep their work environment safe for workers. What is meant by IEC and NEMA? The International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC, and the National Electrical Manufacturers Associations, or NEMA, are the international and American bodies, respectively, governing the standard for design, production, and distribution of electrical, electronics, and rated technologies, collectively referred to as electrotechnical products. Technical question: how do you change the direction of the motor? In a three-phase induction motor, reversing any two of the three wires will change the rotation direction. What does 14.2 means? Sample answer. 14.2 means 14 gates, 2 insulated current carrying wires, plus bare ground. The two wires usually has a black, white, and bare ground wire. Can you draw a schematic diagram of forward and reverse motor starter? This is an example of forward reverse motor starter, and this is a control circuit, and this is the power circuit of forward reverse. Can you draw a schematic diagram of a three-way switch? We have here example of a three-way switch diagram. Wire. What is the difference between relay and contactor? The difference between relay and contactor is that a relay is used to control a circuit, while a contactor can be used to control and switching a circuit. And the main purpose of magnetic contactor is used for switching electric motors that draws high electric current. Do you know how to bend AMT or electrical metallic tubing? Can you pull a cable? Do you afraid of height? Do you have any electrical construction experience? These are additional questions to be asked that should be answered yes or no. Question number 1. Describe or explain a time when someone got hurt. What did you do? Sample answer. We are working on a ceiling to install some lights in one of our company projects. And accidentally, one of our co-workers got electrical shock and fell down the floor and broke his right leg. I quickly got the first aid kit and called 911 and our managers for assistance. Do you have a co-worker that always annoyed you? How do you handle it? Sample answer. Personally, if I have a co-worker that continually annoyed me, I will find some common ground or interest for us to work with. And you should stay out of arguments that would cause a negative impact on your job. And if you cannot handle the situations, address the issue to your supervisor or manager. Why do you want to join International Brotherhood of Electrical Worker Union? Sample answer. In order to have a better training and apprenticeship program, and aside from that, joining electrical union, you will receive a compensation that you deserve for your work you do, but also adequate health benefits to cover you and your family. What are you measuring when testing a fuse? Sample answer. If you can remove a fuse from the circuit, you are measuring resistance, and it is the easiest way to determine if the fuse is blown by continuity testing. Another way to test a fuse is by measuring the voltage across it with a digital multimeter. This is helpful if the fuse is not able to be easily removed from the circuit. Above. What are the types of electrical systems have you worked on the past? I have worked on residential services that use a center tap neutral, various 120 volts lighting, and various plug loads, 240 volt single phase loads for water heater and electric range and air conditioner. And for commercial electrical system, 3-phase 277 and 480 volts and HVAC loads, 120 volt single phase lighting and convenience outlet or plug. Sample answer number 2. I have worked on industrial 3-phase electrical services like 3-phase motor loads and also utility power. Note, industrial and manufacturing plants have 3-phase motor loads and 120 volt single phase lighting and convenience outlet or plug. What does PPE stands for, and can you give me an example? Answer. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. It's protective clothing, helmets, goggles, and other equipments designed to protect human body from injury or infection. What would you do if you saw an employee violating a safety rule? Sample answer number 1.
When you see a coworker breaking safety procedure or otherwise acting unsafely, talk to the person in private. Approach your coworker with kindness and understanding that he or she maintains a safe working practice. Number 2, notify your supervisor. If your coworker refuses to listen to you and still doing unsafe practices, talk with your supervisor, share the details such as offender dates, times, and incidents. Why are you interested in this job? Sample answer. I am interested in this job because I am looking for an opportunity that let me exercise my skill. I feel this position will allow me to succeed because my experience is related to the job. Can you tell me something about your previous or something about your experience? I developed extensive skills with the electrical system for the last 5 years, and I am excellent with commercial and residential installations and repairs, and also knowledgeable in analyzing and solving various electrical problems. Why are you leaving your current or previous job? Sample answer number 1. My current job has been a great experience, but the growth is limited because the company is relatively small. I need to look somewhere like this company where there is opportunity to grow my career. Sample answer number 2. I'm ready for the next challenge in my career. I love the people I work with and the projects that I work on, but at some point I'm looking for a company where opportunity to grow my career. What is your preferred method of diagnosing problem? Sample answer. The way I approach first, I will ask the homeowner if it is a house, but if it is a plant, I will ask the operator and get some information, and this will lead you to the problem. Try to look first the simple problem like circuit breaker trip, stop is press, rather than removing the electric motor immediately. Have you ever had conflict with your superior or colleagues, and how do you handle it? Sample answer. I think everyone at some point had a conflict with their superior or colleagues. I'll just try to work with them whenever possible and stay away with conflict as much as I could. What is your strength and weakness? Sample answer for what is your strength. I am a hardworking and responsible person and do my duties on time. Sample answer for what is your weakness. I do not stop working until the job is done. I should know my limitation. How important are safety regulations and following safety guidelines to you while on the job? Sample answer. Safety and customer satisfaction is my priority. I try to follow the guidelines of the company policy and review them. Additionally, I always make sure to conduct myself in a safe manner while performing my electrical installation and repair duty, either in a home or a plant facilities. What is open and short circuit? Answer. An open circuit is a break in the circuit or not having a complete path for the flow of electric current, while short circuit is an accidental connections of negligible resistance joining two wires of different polarity of a circuit through which nearly all the current will flow. How many cells are there in a 12 volts car battery and how they are connected? There are 6 cells in a car battery and they are connected in series, and each cell is 2 volts. If battery is connected in series, just add them, equals 12 volts. What is half-wave and full-wave rectifier? Answer. In half-wave rectifier, it passes only one half of an AC wave, and the full-wave rectifier passes both half of the AC waves. Will you be available to work overtime, shift change, swing shift, or grade shift? What is the frequency of a 4-pole alternator driven at 50 Hz? Answer: Ns equals 120 F over P. F stands for frequency, P stands for number of poles, Ns stands for synchronous speed. Ns equals 120 times 50 Hz over 4 equals 1,500 RPM. What are the types of electrical systems have you worked on the past? I have worked on residential services that use a center tap neutral, various 120 volts lighting, and various plug loads, 240 volt single phase loads for water heater and electric range and air conditioner. And for commercial electrical system, 3-phase 277 and 480 volts and HVAC loads, 120 volt single phase lighting and convenience outlet or plug. Sample answer number 2. I have worked on industrial 3-phase electrical services like 3-phase motor loads and also utility power. Note, industrial and manufacturing plants have 3-phase motor loads and 120 volt single phase lighting and convenience outlet or plug. How many bends can you have between junction boxes? Answer: the NEC or National Electrical Code states that there will be no more than 4/4 bends between junction boxes. Keep in mind, when conduit bending are an offset of 2 is classed as a 90 degrees bend. Offset between 2 junction boxes uses up to 4 90 degrees bend allowed. EMT or electrical metallic tubing needs to be supported at interval not exceeding. EMT must be secured at least every 10 feet and within 3 feet of every outlet or junction box, device box, or other termination. These are the sample of electrical field terms that mostly asked during interview. NEC or National Electrical Code terms: armored cable, field terms BX, non-metallic sheet cable, field terms Romex, flexible metallic conduit, green field, electrical metallic tubing, thin wall, electrical non-metallic tubing, Smurf tube, 4-inch square box, 1900 box, device box, 333 box, explosion proof sell-off, EYS, ground conductor, neutral, equipment ground conductor, ground wire, grounding electrode conductor, ground wire, ungrounded conductor, hot wire. What lamp is this? Metal halide high intensity discharge lamp, E39 Mogul base. It's ID light bulb. Are you able to calculate wire fill? You should familiarize yourself on AGLI's electrical reference and National Electrical Code. There are questions about NEMA and IEC. NEMA stands for National Electrical Manufacturers Administration, and IEC stands for International Electrotechnical Commission. Regarding electrical schematic diagram, I have here schematic diagram for NEMA and IEC. Just check the symbol and markings or numbering system. What is your preferred method of diagnosing problem? Sample answer: the way I approach first, I will ask the homeowner if it is a house, but if it is a plant, I will ask the operator and get some informations, and this will lead you to the problem. Try to look first the simple problem like circuit breaker trip, stop is press, rather than removing the electric motor immediately. Have you ever had conflict with your superior or colleagues, and how do you handle it? Sample answer: I think everyone at some point had a conflict with their superior or colleagues. I'll just try to work with them whenever possible and stay away with conflict as much as I could. What is your strength and weakness? Sample answer for what is your strength: I am a hardworking and responsible person and do my duties on time. Sample answer for what is your weakness? I do not stop working until the job is done. I should know my limitation. How important are safety regulations and following safety guidelines to you while on the job? Sample answer. Safety and customer satisfaction is my priority. I try to follow the guidelines of the company policy and review them. Additionally, I always make sure to conduct myself in a safe manner while performing my electrical installation and repair duty, either in a home or a plant facilities. Do you have any question for us? Sample answer. Always say yes if these questions will be asked. Sample answers. What are the most immediate projects that need to be addressed? What is the next process after the interview? Now, let's proceed to technical questions. Can you draw a schematic diagram of a three-way switch? Here's a sample of three-way switch for your reference. Technical questions. These jobs require you to bend, crawl, lift heavy loads, entering confined space, noisy environment. Do you have any problem with that? Usually the answer is no. If yes, you need to explain based on your medical and personal condition. Will you be available to work overtime, shift change, swing shift, or grave shift? How do you change the directions of the motor? Answer. In a three-phase induction motor, reversing any two of the three wires will change the rotations of direction. Do you familiar with any electrical tools? Name a few more electrical tools and how to use it. Self-explanatory. Another questions. Do you know how to bend AMT or electrical metallic tubing? Can you pull a cable? Do you afraid of height? These are the typical questions and the answer is self-explanatory. What is PIT? Answer, powered industrial track. Do you know how to operate them? Bomb lift, scissor lift, forklift. What is meant by table 310.15b16? Answer, allowable ampacities for insulated conductors, provided columns for copper and aluminum conductors. Say table. What is a thermocouple? Answer, a thermocouple consists of two dissimilar metals connected together at one point. When the heat is applied to the junction, a voltage will be generated. What is the difference between primary and secondary cell? Answer, primary cell is a cell that produces electric current from an electromechanical reaction but is not capable of being recharged. While the secondary cell is a rechargeable electrical cell that converts chemical energy into electrical energy by a reversible chemical reaction, also called storage cell. What is motor generator set? Answer, a motor generator set is generator is driven with both devices mounted on the same plate or base. Sometimes DC motor is driving an alternator or AC motor driving a DC generator. Can you explain the difference between direct and alternating current? Answer, in alternating current, the voltage oscillates between a negative peak and a positive peak, technically known as crest and trough. The voltage of the system is rated by either the peak value or the RMS value. In a DC supply, the current is unidirectional and the voltage is fixed. It has only one positive and one negative terminal, like your car's battery, 12 volts. If a DC motor is connected across an AC source, what will happen? Answers, direct current flow is obstructed only by resistance, while AC current is obstructed by both resistance and inductive reactance. Therefore, when a DC motor is connected across an AC source, the current on AC will be less than the DC. The motor would run, but it would not carry the same load, and it will spark on the process. Explain the RLC circuit. Answer. RLC circuit, the most fundamental elements like resistor, inductor, and capacitor. This circuit is connected to an AC source. Then it continuously charges across the capacitor and discharges across the inductor. So to make the circuit stable, we use a resistor in the circuit to make the circuit. All of these elements are linear and passive in nature. What is voltage drop? Answer. Voltage drop or potential drop is the decrease of electrical potentials along the path of a current flowing in an electrical circuit. Occurs when the voltage at the end of the run of cable is lower than at the beginning. Eddy currents means current induced in the interior of the conducting masses by variations of magnetic flux.